What is up, YouTube? Breaking news just coming in. Devil's Den killer has been caught. We're going to jump over to the press conference right now. Give me 1 second. Let me pull this up for you guys. And Dolly was right. It was a red-haired ginger. All right. Let's share the screen with you guys.
The Secretary of Parks. Good evening. My name is Shay Lewis, Secretary of the Arkansas Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism, and Director of Arkansas State Parks. Our hearts are with the Brink family tonight, and as they navigate this unimaginable tragedy. We're deeply grateful, and on behalf of the Arkansas Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism, I'd like to thank the work and the men and women of the Arkansas State Police for their swift and tireless work to protect Arkansans and pursue justice for the victims and their loved ones. I would also like to extend my sincere thanks to the many partners who supported Arkansas State Parks during this time, especially the Arkansas Game and Fish,
All the way up.
the local law enforcement agencies, all that provided additional law enforcement coverage within our state park system. I'm especially thankful for the dedicated response of our Arkansas State Park staff, including our park rangers and many others who worked with professionalism, compassion, urgency in the face of this very
loud as it gets, guys.
situation. As always, the safety of our guests and staff will continue to be a top priority for Arkansas State Parks. At this time, I'll turn it back over to Governor Sanders for any questions that may be available tonight.
We'll take a couple questions if you guys have them. Yeah, I'm going to allow and ask some of the law enforcement who have been leading these efforts to step up and answer some of those specific questions.
So the question was, were they notified or when? Yes, they were notified just after we made the arrest. They were actually one of the first people that we went to notify. And
That is your killer.
as you can imagine, it opened up a whole different set of emotions for the Brink family. I'm sure that it was with a sense of relief, but also with a whole new emotion that they're going to have to deal with. So while an arrest has been made, we are refraining from releasing much of the information that led to that arrest. We still have a lot of work to do in terms of, securing a conviction, because that's our next big focus right now. But we will release some details as they become available that we think are pertinent. The community deserves to know what happened and what led to that arrest, and we'll be happy to share that when it's the time is right.
I told y'all he was a ginger. That North Face shirt got him caught.
Yes. Yes. We're not going to talk about his motive right now. We're still exploring and determine exactly what that motive was. So it'd be a little premature for us to speak on that tonight.
Dolly's good. I told you guys I'm the best in the game.
So what I'll say is he just recently moved here and had gotten a job to work at a local school here. I believe it was Oklahoma.
I'll send you another one to see if it
It
sounds
was
better,
the
maybe.
barber shop that this gentleman just.
Okay, we're going to try to pull up a different one that has better sound.
Possibly.
Possibly.
So I will say that the public was instrumental. When we pushed out the initial information, we were asking for any video. A lot of the video footage that we received was instrumental in helping us identify this particular subject. That's correct. Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry if I'm that
Tips
loud.
were, I will say, overwhelming. Once we set up a tip line, we were able to manage those quite well. But when when we have to have that public assistance, and when we opened up that tip line, we were able to see what the public was interested in helping us, and it was overwhelming. We were getting them from Washington State, we were getting them from Illinois. They were coming in across the country, so they were instrumental.
When we think about what's going to happen next at Devil's Den, is there any sort of worry or concern that we might see a repeat, or we might see a decrease in the amount of people wanting to go to state parks at this point?
Do you want to answer that?
I don't know if we have a true indication of what the impact will be. I know it has greatly impacted this family with their loss. And as we kind of look forward to kind of navigate through this process and look at reopening trails and reopening other parts of the park, we're going to just kind of take our time in that. Right now, they're going to remain closed. I want to make sure that the Brink.
I was right about the shirt and him being a ginger.
Time for our staff to assess the situation, and then we'll reopen it.
And the freckles.
Blessed to be 63 said in my chat this morning that she thought it was over a job position. That's crazy.
Sure. Even over the last few years, we are constantly in a process evaluating needs at our parks for safety and security, looking at technology as a tool, making sure our staff, our park rangers, our law enforcement officers are equipped with.
I was right about him being a man also. Yep.
Responsive to emergencies.
Sometimes when we share information, it actually creates a lot of running down trails that we don't want to go down. It actually hinders the investigation. As some of y'all are likely aware, there was a podcast that really, what we feel hurt the investigation. The interviews that were done were spreading information that we were using to help locate, because the last thing we wanted to do was for him to be alerted that we were onto him, so to speak. And so that we try to give information that's going to help us identify this person, but we don't want to give anything that we don't want them to go underground. We don't want them to go into hiding. And so that's why we were very deliberate with the information, and really
I be knowing stuff.
timing that it was delivered. So that was kind of the strategy.
I'll just close out again by saying a big thank you to the men and women of our law enforcement, again, across every level, individuals who have stepped up.
I was right about the age too.
Information to our state parks team and their staff for everybody's collaborative effort over the course of the last several days. And again, we ask that every Arkansan remember this family and lift them up in prayer and offer condolences and comfort to them in any way that you can. So thank y'all again. And again, appreciate our law enforcement, and prayers for all of Arkansas. Thank y'all.
Do they have closed captions?
That's it for the press conference.
Just kidding.
We'll go back and I'll try to jack it up a little bit. Okay. So let me pull this back up on the screen. And yes, y'all can just call me Psychic Dolly from now on. I don't mind. You know, I'll let y'all get away with it calling me Psychic Dolly. Um, because I pretty much nailed this one down to the clothes he was wearing, to the type of boots he was wearing, to his age, to his hair color, to he was a ginger with freckles. I mean, I couldn't have been no more psychic than ever. And if you don't think that Dolly nailed this one, all you have to do,
Ears.
even to the ears, right? Even to his ears, I nailed it down to his build, to his no neck, to everything about this dude. I nailed it. Soon as I seen him, I said, that's him. Didn't I, PJ?
You did.
As soon as I seen the picture, I said, that's him.
And you said he got a big head.
He has an apple head, right? Even everything, single detail about this dude, I broke down like the psychic hotline. So he is in custody. He just seems to be over a job promotion, job opportunity. Everybody wants to be the milkman. Okay, that's a big job these days, being the milkman, because you the milkman, you get all the ladies. Okay, that's what they say anyway. But that's a hell of a reason to kill a man and his wife over a job position, allegedly. I'm sure there's more details that are going to come out in this, but he has the crazy eyes like we would expect from, haha, and he has a pumpkin head. He looks a little angry, but that's his mug shot. And of course, he's like, damn, I got caught. Dolly told on me. Listen, if you ever break out of prison, definitely don't kill me. We were actually scheduled to go live about a quadruple murder, as you see on the screen right here. Quadruple murder, baby found in somebody's yard. And we're going to be doing that. I'll be doing that stream in an hour from now, because I had to move it back because this was actually breaking news.
They found him so fast.
They got him quick. I mean, we told on him. I gave him his description. I told him what he was wearing. I mean, Dolly got this dude caught. If there would have been a reward, I'd have definitely got it.
Yeah,
okay. So
sure.
The next time people say that Donna, Reverend Serafina is more psychic than Dolly, you guys be like, oh, hell nah. Dolly be getting people caught all the time. Okay. Just like I knew that Leilani threw the baby in the trash before anybody. Just like I described this dude to a T. I'm going to open me a 1-900 number. That's it. 1-900 psychic ass Dolly. Okay. The best in the game. Okay. There's nobody up on YouTube that can touch this. All right. There may be better reporters, but there ain't nobody that knows the game better than Dolly. Okay. You need to start a PI business, right? It's what it is. I mean, I'm just the best to ever do it. God plucked me out like boop and grabbed me, and he sprinkled a little bit of June bug and honey on me, and then dropped me back down and said, Dolly, solve these crimes. And I was like, I got you, little baby Jesus. I got this under control. I know a ginger soulless person when I see one. Okay. I'm just kidding about gingers being soulless, but I knew he was a little redheaded baby. I just knew it. I was like, yep, he's built like, he's not tall. He's short, stocky. He's red haired, freckles, pale as a damn ghost. I could have drew you a picture of him, right? Better than the picture that they had of him.
And then
right?
There's people on the threads talking about how great the sketch was, and I'm like, do I need glasses? I see Ernie Shell.
Yeah, the sketch was a picture of Ernie Shell, but I knew different, right? I knew, and that was quick. But I'm glad my tipped them off to who he was, and they called him. They can thank me later. They can send me my own badge. It just says Dolly. Okay, I'll be fine. Dolly Vision Psychic Connection. That is right. The psychic hotline, right? I'm gonna have to start charging to read people's palms. Anybody got $5? I will read your palm officially right now. I tell you your future for 5 payments of $5. Okay. Anybody need their future told? I'm the man to go to.
What Miss Donna Clark said he was a 5th grade teacher in Arkansas last year? Really?
Look at him. Look at him. Don't he look like a 5th grade teacher all mad? Go to your desk. Right?
Oh my word.
He looks like a Cabbage Patch when they grow up. Okay?
Like one of the Garbage Pail Kids, maybe.
This is what a full-grown Cabbage Patch Kid looks like. Okay? This is the consequences of early 90s Cabbage Patch dolls. Who didn't see this coming? I knew he was going to get caught, right? Because, you know, they showed the picture of the back of him, and I'm sure they had other pictures of him on camera out there. And plus, he drove his own car to a crime scene like a big old idiot like Brian Kohlberger.
But he put the tape on his plates.
He put the tape on the license plates. That should do it. No, you idiot. No. Now, if he would have been a 12th grade teacher, he might not have got caught. But he thought he could outsmart a 5th grader, and he couldn't. All right? He couldn't even outsmart Dolly. I knew what he was wearing. I could just tell. I knew this one. I knew this wouldn't take long. I gave him at least a couple days, though. He didn't make it, what, 2 days?
No, he didn't.
He didn't make it long at all.
At least once they announced.
He thought he was Slick Rick. I don't know about that. He thought he was what's the little girl with the red hair that squeezes everything?
Elmira.
Right? That's what he thought. Elmira, whoever the hell. But all this for something so stupid. Now he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison, and somebody's going to be running their fingers through his red hair.
Ew.
All right? You're going to be like, you look mighty cute in that North Face shirt you got there, boy. You sure do got pretty lips.
Eyes.
He does got Kohlberger eyes. And how come you can see his brain through his nostrils? He got like pig nostrils, right? They just straight out like he's going to oink at any minute. Like, oink, oink. All right? I'm just saying.
I needed that power.
Good thing they got him, you know, because he would have killed somebody else because he just looks like a little monster. I doubt it, Dolly. I bet he was likely wearing, I'm picking about you guys, soulless eyes on him. He's a ginger, okay? What did I say yesterday? I said, this guy's a ginger. He's soulless, okay? And somebody said, you know what, though? He does have blue eyes.
He does.
Right? He does have blue eyes, bluish green eyes. And one thing I did say is usually darker haired people don't have blue eyes. And then when I started looking at his hair, I was like, wait, he has red highlights. He's a ginger. So, and fair skinned. And this is definitely with freckles. I even said something about the freckles. So he's freckles, got red eyebrows.
But if he was mad that the dad got a position he was wanting, that makes sense that the dad was attacked. The mom tried to get the kids
so
out.
he had to have stalked these people to the park. So he probably went to their house first and seen them leaving.
Yeah, that's extremely calculated.
And followed them to the park, and then jumped out and basically stabbed these people to death. And the kids wasn't even the target. You know, because a lot of people in the beginning were thinking the kids were the target, and the kids won't. Now, the story I'm going to be talking about next, when I come back live after this one, is about a quadruple murder where they just found 4 people dead in a vehicle, and somebody took their baby, and drove it 40 miles away and dropped it off in a front yard in Tennessee.
That happened first.
Yeah, and then they found the bodies.
Right.
But I'm sure the murder happened first, or they wouldn't have had the baby. How do you get the baby unless you kill its parents? And they dropped the baby off 40 miles away. And we're going to be going over that story next in my next video. So it's already scheduled. I had to push it back because this was breaking news, and I didn't find out they were having a press conference to just right before they started it. And PJ, can you pull me up a press conference that may be louder and we can replay it?
Yeah.
And that way we can hear exactly what was said, because I know a lot of y'all said it was low, but I had it up as high as we could get it. I hear you there, Alex.
I can't hear it to see how loud it'll
What
get.
the F is going on in this world? I do not know. I could not tell you that. This is a crazy one. And, you know, all this over a job position. Did you just send me this?
I'm about to send you this one, but I was trying to get
Okay.
to the spot to get to because it's 19 minutes, but it stops and then it starts at a certain time. But I don't have my AirPods in to listen to see if it even sounds any louder than the
Okay,
other
well,
one.
let's try it.
Okay.
All right, we're just waiting for PJ to send a new copy of it.
And in Springdale, we have a mugshot of him, James Andrew Gann, at a business about 5 o'clock. Now we are waiting for this news conference to begin. There's the picture of the suspect.
Let me make sure I'm sharing it with audio. Let me stop sharing it for a second. Now let me reshare it. Entire screen, audio.
Once again, the double murder that happened Saturday on a walking trail at Devil's Den. And we are expecting ASP to lead this news conference. We've also heard that Governor Sarah Sanders could possibly be speaking. They're going to talk about what led them to make this arrest, how they believe they connected the suspect to the killings. Lots of questions still to be asked.
And this is something that has just impacted everyone, not only across our area, but really across the entire country. You have a husband and wife who were hiking with their two young daughters, ages 7 and 9. It was a Saturday afternoon. It was nice out. You just never, of course, expect anything like this is going to happen. And obviously, there have been so many questions that have been asked over the course of the past few days. And this will actually be the first time we are hearing from Arkansas State Police in front of the camera. And there you see Clinton and Kristen Brink right there. Those are the husband and wife who authorities say died on Saturday when they were attacked and killed at Devil's Den State Park. And this is the development that, of course, so many people have been waiting on this evening, Brandon, as we get this word from Arkansas State Police that someone has in fact been arrested.
Yeah, that's what we're waiting on right now to find out, what led them to this. We also have Abner Sosa. And just a quick reminder, you can stream this, 4029tv.com, our free mobile app, the Very Local app, and on our YouTube channel as well as on ABC and the Arkansas CW. Let's go to Abner Sosa outside a business in Springdale. Abner, what do you know?
Yeah, we're here outside of Lupita's Beauty Salon here in Springdale, where a man was taken in custody while getting a haircut. According to social media posts by a salon employee, detectives entered this shop mid-haircut and made that arrest. A video from the employee shows what appears to be investigators inside photographing hair clippings on the floor with evidence markers placed around the area. A separate video shows a black four-door sedan being towed away by a rollback truck. The owner of the salon tells us that police confirmed to her that the arrest is in connection to the...
Okay, yeah, we're going to have more from Abner throughout the evening, but let's start this news conference as Governor Sarah Sanders speaking now.
We are here in Northwest Arkansas, a community that has been absolutely heartbroken over the course of the almost last week. Our entire state is grieving.
What happened? Says we'll be right back right during the press conference. They must have had technical difficulties.
It comes back at 7:10. Probably Serafina.
That's what y'all call me from now on. Best psychic on YouTube.
Now to Secretary Shea Lewis, the Secretary of Parks.
Technical issues with the
My
mic.
name is Shea Lewis, Secretary of the Arkansas Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism, and Director of Arkansas State Parks. Our hearts are with the Brink family tonight, and as they navigate this unimaginable tragedy. We're deeply grateful, and on behalf of the Arkansas Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism, would like to thank the work and the men and women of the Arkansas State Police for their swift and tireless work to protect Arkansans and pursue justice for the victims and their loved ones. I would also like to extend my sincere thanks to the many partners who supported Arkansas State Parks during this time, especially the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, the local law enforcement agencies, all that provided additional law enforcement coverage within our state park system.
All right, guys, we got 6:30 in the room. Make sure you hit that like button. Let's get it up. And then once you hit the like button, shout out in the chat room where you're watching from. Devil's Den Killer has been caught. He was a 5th grade school teacher from Oklahoma. It seems to be the motive was over a job position. He was arrested in a beauty salon while he was getting his ginger haircut, trying to change his appearance. His car has been towed, so they do have his vehicle. They have him in custody, and Dolly was right about this one. He was fair-skinned, gingered. He was wearing a North Face shirt. The build, I was right that he was a man. A lot of people were believing this was a woman, but I was thinking there's no way because the guy he killed was a pretty good-sized guy, and the woman, I was like, no way a woman overtook a man, and especially with a knife, not a firearm. So justice is being served for their family. Thank you. Prayers to the 2 little girls, the survivors. Thank God they're still here with us. And thank you guys for hitting that like. It helps spread awareness to these cases and also helps new people to see Dolly's channel. Okay. And I got to eat.
I'm especially thankful for the dedicated response of our Arkansas State Park staff, including our park rangers and many others who worked with professionalism, compassion, urgency in the face of this very difficult situation. As always, the safety of our guests and staff will continue to be a top priority for Arkansas State Parks. At this time, I'll turn it back over to Governor Sanders for any questions that may be available tonight.
Thank you. We'll take a couple questions if you guys have them.
Before we ask you about the details of this person arrested accused of this, do you know when this news was delivered to victims' family members?
Yeah, I'm going to allow and ask some of the law enforcement who have been leading these efforts to step up and answer some of those specific questions.
So the question was, were they notified or when?
They were notified. This had to be victims.
Yes, they were notified just after we made the arrest. They were actually one of the first people that we went to notify. And as you can imagine, it opened up a whole different set of emotions for the Brink family. I'm sure that it was with a sense of relief, but also with a whole new emotion that they're going to have to deal with.
And that's, of course, the last slide to this and talk about the person's arrest, what you can't say.
So while an arrest has been made, we are refraining from releasing much of the information that led to that arrest. We still have a lot of work to do in terms of, securing a conviction, because that's our next big focus right now. But we will release some details as they become available that we think are pertinent. The community deserves to know what happened and what led to that arrest, and we'll be happy to share that when the time is right.
Can you confirm, we've seen video of an arrest made at this beauty shop in Springdale. Can we confirm that that's where he was taken into custody?
Yes.
So that was him.
Yes.
Do we have any sense of a motive, or do we feel this was random at this time?
We're not going to talk about his motive right now. We're still exploring and determining exactly what that motive was. So it'd be a little premature for us to speak on that tonight.
Anything on this gentleman's background here locally? We're getting word he might have been a youth teacher in the area. Is there anything of that sort that you can confirm for us tonight?
So what I'll say is he just recently moved here and had gotten a job to work at a local school here.
Do you know where he moved from?
I believe it was Oklahoma. Yeah.
Are you able to share where he was arrested specifically?
It was the barber shop that this gentleman just mentioned.
Did the public play a role in this arrest, or I'm just wondering how this happened? Do you have investigators and the word out there? How did we get here?
So I will say that the public was instrumental. When we pushed out the initial information, we were asking for any video.
You're
A
welcome.
lot of the video footage that we received was instrumental in helping us identify this particular subject.
A lot of that was looking for a description of a vehicle.
You're welcome.
Description of a vehicle was seized, it's being processed as evidence. The description seems to match up with what you provided.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Can you talk about the calls, the tips that state police had to display with calls and how difficult it is to sort through?
He's a ginger.
through those and really get to the core of this investigation?
The tips were, I will say, overwhelming. Once we set up a tip line, we were able to manage those quite well. But when we have to have that public assistance, and when we opened up that tip line, we were able to see what the public was interested in helping us. And
PJ
it was
did.
overwhelming. We were getting them from Washington State. We were getting them from Illinois. They were coming in across the country. So they were instrumental.
When we think about what's going to happen next at Devil's Den, is there any sort of worry or concern that we might see?
Thank you, 1044.
A decrease in the amount of people wanting to go to state parks at this point?
Do you want to answer that?
I don't know if we have a true indication of what the impact will be. I know it has greatly impacted this family with their loss. And as we kind of look forward to kind of navigate through this process and look at reopening trails and reopening other parts of the park, we're going to just kind of take our time in that. Right now, they're going to remain closed. I want to make sure that the Brink family has time to grieve, go through this process, time for our staff to assess the situation, and then we'll reopen it at the appropriate time.
Maybe 1 or 2.
He was browsing.
We asked for information, the overall system, could that include possible changes, maybe surveillance cameras and stuff, set that we need those, but things like that.
Sure. Even over the last few years, we are constantly in a process evaluating needs at our parks for safety and security, looking at technology as a tool, making sure our staff, our park rangers, our law enforcement officers are equipped with the tools and the training to be responsive to emergencies.
Loves Dan. Thank you.
This has been, a fly-paper deal, and information's been pretty scarce. Can you talk to us a little bit about kind of the strategy behind that and why information was kind of hard to, or why you didn't want to share as part of the investigation?
Sometimes when we share information, it actually creates a lot of running down trails that we don't want to go down. It actually hinders the investigation. As some of y'all are likely aware, there was a podcast that really, what we feel hurt the investigation. The interviews that were done were spreading information that we were using to help locate, because the last thing we wanted to do was for him to be alerted that we were onto him, so to speak. And so,
well, he knew Dolly went to him. Okay. I was right about the ears. I was right about him being fair-skinned ginger. I was right about the shirt he was wearing, the boots he was wearing, that he had an apple head and his ears stuck out. Right? I could have picked this dude out of a crowd of 1,000 people just because of his body build and him having no neck. So many people thought it was a woman. Definitely not a woman. I knew he would have the crazy eyes. Now, I wasn't expecting those eyebrows right there. Oh my God. Oh my God. He puts Brian Kohlberger to shame with those bushy ass eyebrows. I am scared of anybody with bushy eyebrows. If you got bushy eyebrows, I'm just going to run. Okay. And if you wonder why Dolly's running, just know that there is some bushy eyebrows somewhere around. I can't F with them. Okay. So if you see me running, just run with me. Okay. Because there is a caterpillar on the loose. Okay. I mean, he was probably in there getting his unibrow shaved, because thick as those eyebrows are, that's really just one brow across his forehead. I would be angry too. I'd be damn angry if I had one big ass unibrow like that.
That we try to give information that's going to help us identify this person, but we don't want to give anything that we don't want them to go underground. We don't want them to go into hiding. And so that's why we were very deliberate with the information and really on the timing that it was delivered. So that was kind of the strategy.
I'll just close out again by saying a big thank you to the men and women of our law enforcement, again, across every level, individuals who have stepped up and offered tips and information.
So there's one less melon head on the street to block your view in a movie or in a crowded place where you're at a concert and you got a dude in front of you with a head like this. One pumpkin head off the street.
To our state parks team and their staff for everybody's collaborative effort over the course of the last several days. And again, we ask that every Arkansan remember this family and lift them up in prayer and offer condolences and comfort to them in any way that you can. So thank you all again. And again, appreciate our law enforcement and prayer.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't fly away with the big old Dumbo ears. Okay. And thank you, Leanne, for your donation. All right. To the Dolly Psychic Hotline. Another one solved.
Here's for all of Arkansas. Thank y'all.
Okay, that was the news conference just wrapping up in Lowell as an arrest has been made in the Devil's Den double murder. Some quick notes to recap. We heard from a lot of people there. We heard from Governor Sarah Sanders, who called it one of the worst moments she ever had, having to call the family of Clinton and Kristen Brink to tell them that they had been killed. She also talked about the tireless efforts of law enforcement to make the arrest. James Andrew McGann, the person arrested. We also heard from state parks officials who talked about leaving the trails closed for now. And we'll have to find out what happens next with that. Plenty more from this news conference, though.
We do. And one of the things that came out of that news conference was that an arrest was made at a business in Springdale where people get their hair cut. We actually started getting reports into our newsroom earlier this evening about that. So we sent 4029's Abner Sosa there, and he is live right now with what he's learning. Abner.
Brandon, Chip, well, we're here outside of Lupita's Beauty Salon in Springdale. This is on Huntsville Avenue, for those of you who don't know. This is Arkansas State Police did confirm that this is where...
Now, I hate to say I was right, okay? I'm not going to boast and brag and be like, I told y'all so, I told y'all so, I told you so. But I guess I am. I told you so. I told you it was a big pumpkin-headed ginger, right? I said he was between 5'7", 6 foot, 180 to 210 pounds, that he was between the age of 25 and 35. He's 28 years old. Okay. So I said he was fair complected, ginger. His ears stuck out from his head. What else was I right about? There was a whole list of things. I mean, I was batting 100. Okay. I was batting 100 on that one. And just remember, never doubt Dolly's abilities. Okay. Never doubt it. Don't never second guess it. Just be like, Dolly's right. Okay. And you'll be better off. You'll be better off. You'll feel better inside. I know I will. Okay. If you don't doubt me. The no neck. I said, yo, he has no neck.
That suspect was arrested, James Andrew McGann, 28 years old. He was taken into custody just before 5 p.m. Today while getting a haircut here. He is charged with 2 counts of capital murder in the deaths of those 2 people. According to social media post by a salon employee, detectives entered the shop mid-haircut and made that arrest. Video shows what appears to be investigators inside the shop photographing hair clippings on the floor with evidence markers surrounding them. Another video shows a black 4-door sedan taped off and marked as evidence being loaded onto a rollback tow truck. Police have not confirmed the vehicle.
Somebody said, good guess, Dolly. That wasn't a guess. That is skills to pay the bills. That's why, remember when I said I don't need true crime. True crime needs me. That's why I'm here, okay? Because I am the best, you know? Ain't nobody out here in these YouTube streets can touch Dolly. Ain't even close. There ain't even a runner-up, All right. I am just simply the best.
Connection to the case. The owner of the salon did say that police did tell her that the arrest was related to the Devil's Den murders, and now that has been confirmed by Arkansas State Police. Police did close the business down following that arrest. The scene is now clear, and the store does remain shut, but we are still, in contact with the people who work here, with the owner who confirmed that information with us earlier. We're going to continue talking with her, and we're going to bring that information as soon as we have it. We're live here in Springdale. I'm Abner Sosa, 4029 News.
I caught him. Okay. I ran into the hair salon. I went to chop him in the neck, but got him in the face because he didn't have no neck. And then I held him there till the police got there, and I was stuffing hair clippings in his mouth. All right.
Am I the only one that's relieved that we can actually solve crimes? Like, it's been so
Well, that's
long.
what it's about is sleuthing.
I know, but it just feels like it's been so long since something is just like instantly solved like this that I feel relieved.
Well, there was a lot to go off of, right? We had a pretty good picture of him of the back of his melon
I think
head.
they had the picture of his front also, but
I do too. I do too.
Because that's the only way. Because
all them people in them groups were completely wrong. I told you when I seen the pictures, I said he's too skinny. That ain't him. That ain't him. That ain't him. And as soon as I seen this guy, I was like, that's him. And then I tackled him out the barber chair. I grabbed him in the camel clutch. Okay. And I was just holding him, talking about, I know you did it. I know you did it. Don't move. Citizens arrest. I was kicking in doors like Dog the Bounty Hunter. Okay. Boom. I thought Leland was behind me, right? But he won't. He won't there. They were too busy doing a book deal. But I was on my own, right? And I had to go up against a killer. And it was hand-to-hand combat. Thank God I took all those years of jiu-jitsu, right? So I was like,
I'm going to bed.
Right? And it was done. It was a wrap right there. The police came in. They said, thank you, Dolly. You're absolutely the best. And I was like, look, y'all at least going to pay for my plane ticket home because I got to get back soon because I got a show to do. And I can't just be doing your job every day. Don't think just every time there's a murder, you're going to call me up and I'm just going to instantly solve it for you. We can't do that, okay? It ain't fair to the rest of the crime that's going on in the country. Other police departments need me. I can't just rent myself out to Arkansas, okay? It's real. It's real.
Okay, Abner, thank you so much. Obviously, a lot of pieces to this puzzle here. Still a lot of unanswered questions. We're going to work to kind of put everything together for you in a big wrap-up coming up at the top of the hour here on 4029 News at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, you want to stay tuned for that. We're going to have more on the person they arrested, as well as where he was arrested, how they connected everything. That's on ABC 10 o'clock. Of course, you can stream us 4029tv.com, the very local app, as well as on our YouTube channel. Hope to see you then. Plenty more on this.
I had a pair of scissors to his neck. I was like, I'll shave your whole head, Ginger. Don't move. I'll cut your ear slam off. It's already sticking out, right? I grabbed him by his neck, had him by the ears. I was riding that boy like a bull, okay? He thought he was going to get away. I was like, oh, hell no, baby Louie. Holding his ears. That's how they handcuffed him by his ears. They didn't put his hands behind his back. They were like, put your ears behind your back. All right, we're gonna cuff one hand to his ear. It was craziest thing I ever seen. I gave him a noogie when he was on the ground. I was like, yeah, don't move, Ginger. I'll get you. But it's over. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Around his ear.
What? I handcuffed his ears. I did. I keep a pair of handcuffs on me at all times just in case I got to make a citizen's arrest. Okay? If I got to hunt you down. He said, Uncle. He tapped out. You know what I'm saying? And then the police finally showed up and I was like, here he is. And that's his hair clippings right there. Okay? DNA. We need it. We need it, right? He was an easy catch. You know? I seen this car. I was looking around the parking lot. I seen a car that had some duct tape on the license plates. I said, yep, this guy's to be him. And then I kicked up into the salon like, wow, right? And next thing you know, I had him in custody. Too bad there won't no reward, right? They didn't offer no reward for this guy.
Seven Keisha said, did you stick his head in a toilet, Dolly?
Well, I was going to give him a swirly, but
I knew you were going.
I just didn't have enough time. It was a small town. The police got there pretty quick. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they see me come in like a Western movie and the tumbleweed. It was like Justin's hair blew by, and I was just like, let's get it on. And then,
we're not going there.
and then I just attacked. I grabbed him by the ears. I judo flipped him by his big ass ear. Right, and I grabbed him by his hog nose with 2 fingers. That's how you control a hog in the middle of a wild hog. You ever hunt boar? Okay, you ever hunt boar? You got to get your 2 fingers up in their nostril, right? So I had him like this with 2 fingers in his nose, and I was trying to peel his head back. Okay, that's how you control a little red-headed hog kid. Okay, you're like, yeah, you little hog, right? So he was snorting, and I was just getting him right. It was brutal. You should have seen it. We may get the surveillance camera, right? Footage.
You're gonna do a FOIA request.
I'm gonna do a 4-year request. I'm gonna have Plunder. Hit him up and be like, we need that body cam footage of when y'all pulled Dolly off of this boy.
There's something wrong with you.
I hit him with the razzle dazzle. He'd never even seen it coming. It's a mixture between Russian sickle and don't hurt myself. I had to have PJ rub me. I think I just blew a shoulder muscle out. Make a round table Dolly chop. But anyway, we got a killer off the streets, and that's good news. You can go back to the park. They need to change it from Devil's Den to Dolly's Park. Okay. And not, what is it, Dollywood in Tennessee? Dollywood. Yes. This will be Dolly's Den. Okay. We just take the devil off and we just do Dolly's Den from now on. Okay. And when you out there, watch out for wild boars. Okay. Because apparently Devil's Den has some wild boars out there. This dude has straight up nostrils like this. Like his nose is literally like, I bet he breathes all the air. That's why I can't breathe now, because this dude is breathing up all the air. That's what I said to him when I chopped him in the head. I said, stop breathing up all the damn air. Okay. That's why right now they selling air cans in Walmart. You got to buy air because there's people with nostrils just like this. Okay. Can't take it. It's real out here. The air is getting thin because of people like this. Imagine him teaching children. Imagine the kids with spitballs and then go right up his nose, hit him in the brain. He'd be the first person killed by a spitball. Be like, a spitball hit him in the brain. Okay. Like, how? Be like, it went right up his nose. Like, you ever seen a human blockhead where they put the nails in their nose? They'd be like, doop, 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 right? If this didn't work out for him, he could have been a blockhead. Okay. He should have been in the sideshow, not the damn let me deliver milk. Okay. Dolly, let PJ have a break. She will pee herself laughing too much.
I already peed. I'm okay.
Listen, it's not a funny situation that these people lost their life. Definitely not.
It's funny that he got caught to me.
It's funny he looks like that. Is what's funny. It's them eyebrows are damn funny. It's what's funny. I can't even help it. And maybe they'll give me the key to the city. Or maybe a Medal of Honor. I'll take either one, okay? Or just a get out of jail free card for the next time I get my ass locked up somewhere. Be like, well, look, I'm going to use this Arkansas get out of free jail card. Bill Clinton called me. He said, look, Dolly, good job catching these killers, right? I thought it was Hillary, but it won't, okay? Could have been, right? Could have been. And he was like, please tell them don't release the list. And I was like, I got you, Bill. Don't worry. I don't want you and Trump to go down. I'm playing. So anyway, he's off to jail where he belongs. I'm sure he's by himself in a usually they keep you in a bullpen, but they need to keep him in like a pig pen. Okay. So he don't get to go to the bullpen. He gets to go to the little oink oink pen, right? Right. I'm sure he makes sounds like, can you imagine how he snores? He looks like a snorer, right? Oh, you imagine being this little piggy's bunkie. This little piggy went to the market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy is a killer. Okay. You got to watch out for those killer little piggies. So guys, now after this stream, I am going to be discussing the quadruple murder that took place in Tennessee today, where a family, husband, well, a family, I don't know if they were married, but it was a guy, his baby mama, the baby, the grandmother, and the uncle. And they were all young, but the grandmother was only 38 years old. Apparently, there's some new information that's just been released that's coming out. So as we're speaking on this, there's other news breaking in other cases where they found a couple of vehicles where they found the bodies, and those vehicles are being towed. TBI has given a press conference. When we come back, we're going to watch that press conference with the TBI, and I'm going to tell you who killed these people. And Dolly going to be right again. Never doubt Dolly. All right. Never doubt what I say, because I've already put this murder together. When I just sent from the pictures of seeing the family, I was like, I know what's going on. I understand it. This is not a random crime. This crime had intention. And just the only good thing of it is the baby was found safe 40 miles away, dropped off in somebody's yard in the car seat. The only problem was temperatures were like 111 degrees. So thank God that this baby is alive. The rest of its family, not so lucky. And I think this has to do with, you're going to have to watch the video for me to tell you what I think happened in this quadruple murder as we go over the press conferences in the news. Dolly, do you think the baby was dropped off before or after the murders? The baby was dropped off after the murders. Okay. And everybody that was killed because they were a witness to the person they wanted to get. And I will tell y'all about that. We'll start that video in 15 minutes. When this video ends, it will automatically link you to that video. It'll take you right over there to it. You don't even have to go anywhere. It'll take you right to my next video, and we will be discussing that case. So this dude off the streets, which thank God we needed him gone soon as possible. We didn't want him hurting anybody else. And this don't look like it was completely random. There's a little bit of motive behind the killing. But if you're that young of a man, 25, 28, he was 28. I was even right about the age range. I'm getting good. I'm getting really good at this. He would have hurt somebody else. There's no doubt in my mind that he would have hurt somebody else. See you then. Okay, cool. And last time we had 4 people murdered was the Idaho 4. Well, I'm sure there's been people murdered, but I mean, far as high profile murders, and the crazy thing about this was long on a road in the middle of nowhere. Now, Tennessee, listen, Arkansas did a great job thanks to Dolly. All right. Now, if Tennessee would just listen to me and arrest the people I tell them to arrest like Arkansas does, we would be good to go. All right. So this happened in Tennessee. It happened on a long rural road that a prison is on. And there's really not a lot around, but there's some clues, right? And there was a couple of vehicles retrieved, and these vehicles, I guarantee you, are going to come back stolen. The 2 vehicles that were taken from this crime scene are going to come back stolen. This is my first psychic prediction. The vehicles they taken from this crime scene today are stolen vehicles. They had intent to do what they were going to do, and they done it, and they dropped his baby off because they're bad people that did this, And it's more than one person that committed this crime. This is multiple people committed this crime. And the reason they dropped the baby off is because the baby is not a witness. They killed a 15-year-old young man, the uncle of the baby. He was a witness. He was at the age he could talk and he could tell on people and he could tell what happened. So they unalived him. Of course, the mother, the father, and the grandmother all tragically lost their lives. And I'm going to give you more detail on this because the people that are involved in this killing, I do believe will be caught. So when they are, I want you to be like, Dolly is the best in the game. Okay. I don't want there to be no doubt, right? Because I'm just going to show y'all easily when it comes to crime, Dolly is the best. There is. There's no runner up. There ain't even a close third. Simply the best in the game. That's why you should like. That's why you should comment. And that's why you should subscribe if you're into true crime in general.
Are you going to redirect everybody? There's people
It's
waiting
already
in our stream.
It's already redirected, and I will send you guys over there. I'll be live with you guys in about 10 minutes. Okay, that gives me just a few seconds to grab something to snack on, and I'll be over there with you guys in 10 minutes. But remember, if nobody else does, Dolly loves you, and I'll see you in just a few minutes.